Okay, so compounding or compounded interest is when you have to pay interest several times during the amount of time that you keep either your loan or the note that you're carrying, regardless of whether it's money you're saving or money you're paying. Interest is charged several times over that period. So the total amount of money that you owe or that is paid to you at the end is a little bit higher than it is for a simple interest rate. So these two formulas here, this formula and this formula are exactly the same. The only difference is that this value of I is defined to be the interest rate per compounding period. That's never going to be given to you in the formula. You're always going to have to calculate it, and here's how you calculate it. You're going to take the interest rate that is given to you and divide it by the number of times that it's compounded. This N right here, they say the N is the total number of compounding periods, and that's usually not going to be given. That's going to have to be calculated, and you're going to calculate it by taking the number of times it's compounded times the number of years that you have it, because it tells you right here that years, T is time in years. So these are just two variables, but they're never going to be information that's just given to you in the problem. The I and the N are never given to you in the problem. They're always going to have to be calculated, and here's how you're going to calculate them. So in this problem, we have $1,000 that we're going to invest. That's our principal. We're going to earn 6% interest, and that's really high. If you have a savings account, go look and see how much you're getting. Mine's like 1.25%. It's stupid low. And then this is how things are generally compounded. You guys, the seniors, you heard the credit union lady come and talk to you. For the credit unions, interest is often paid quarterly. Sometimes my savings account is like a savings with a checking account. It's paid monthly. But anyway, it just changes from time to time. You just have to understand that when you read the word annually, that means once a year. Semi-annually means twice a year. Quarterly means 4 times a year. Monthly means 12 times a year. And we're going to look at a couple of different other things. Continuous and daily, weekly, those are things that are less often used, but they certainly can be. So I'm going to be using this formula, and I'm going to show you how to do this formula, but I'm also going to show you how to do it on the TI Inspire. So for annually, we're going to take, here's the formula we're going to use. We're going to take the principal, which is $1,000, and 1 plus the interest rate needs to be changed to a decimal value, 0.06. If it's compounded annually, we divide it by 1 because it's compounded annually, and then we raise it to the 1 times 8, compounded once a year times 8 years. You go to, you've got your choice. You can either go to a calculator on Desmos. You enter your numbers in right here, press equal, and it gives you this value. Or, of course, you can do it on a graphing calculator as well. But $1,593, it said round to the nearest cent. So we're going to change that 4 right there to a 5 because that 8 is a number that's bigger than 5. So it changes that to $1,593.85. So that's what we write down right here. $1,593.85. The next problem is semi-annually. The only thing we do differently is we change the 1 in the problem to a 2. And instead of raising it to the 8th power, we're going to raise it to the 16th power. I believe I already had that one done as well. So replace that with the 2. That comes out to be $1,604.71. So $1,604.71. And again, we would just keep going. C is quarterly, so that means we're going to take the 6% and divide it by 4, and then we're going to raise it to the 4 times 8. When I did this one on this calculator right here, I did a cut and paste. So I did Control Copy, I pressed enter, then I did paste, and then just went back and changed that to a 4 and changed that to a 4, pressed enter, and I got $1,610.32. So that's the amount for compounded quarterly. $1,610.32, and then the last one is $1,000 times 1 plus 6% divided by monthly, so that's a 6 right there, 6% divided by 12, and then we're going to do it monthly for 8 years. And that amount is going to be, I'm going to do paste again, and this time that's 12 and that's 12, and it's 16, 14, 14. That's what it looks like, 16, 14, 14. So 16, 14, 14, $1,614.14. You can do the same thing on TI Inspire. Of course, you could do it on the graphs page and just do the same thing that we did on that Desmos calculator. Type in $1,000 and then do times, open parentheses, 1 plus, there is a fraction bar, it's right there, control divide, 0.06. I think the next one was quarterly, so 4, and then raise it to 4 times 8, and that was the answer to quarterly. You can go back up and copy that and then change them. I think that was, the next one was monthly. And then that one was monthly. Should give you the exact same values. There is another way that you can do this, and it's, I've written down the click path right here. So you can copy that down and have the click path. You start by, you have to be on a calculator page, and you press menu. You choose finance, and you're going to use the finance solver. And when you get that, you get a whole big screen here of values. The N right here is the same thing that it is over here. It is the total number of compounding periods. So the value that you would put in right there is whatever your number of times it's compounded times the number of years. So here you would put, like if we were going to do, let's do the monthly one. Here you would put 12 times 8, and I believe that would be 72. Here, the big difference between this I, notice there's a percentage there. They do not want you to put it in as a decimal. They want you to put it in, so if it's 6% right here, you're going to put 6. But actually this is going to be 6 divided by 12 because, and tab to get to the 6 divided by 12 because we're doing this right here. The interest rate divided by the number of times it's compounded. So 6 divided by 12 comes out to be 0.5. So tab. Here is another thing that's interesting. You're going to have to do a negative number, and the reason that we call this previous or present value a negative number is because we're spending $1,000. So that's $1,000 out of our pocket. We're not making any payments on this. We're just going to calculate the future value, and it tells you right here to calculate that. You just press enter. And right here it tells me that the answer is not the same thing. So I'm going to pause this to find out what I did wrong. Okay, found out what I did wrong. 12 times 8 is not 72. 12 times 8 is 96. So I push 96 right there. Then I tab down and press enter, and it gives me the correct value. There's the 16, 14, 14. There's the 16, 14, 14.